Energy transformations, whenever you convert from one form of energy to another, it's called an energy transformation. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change forms. And a lot of these questions they ask are, as you convert from one to another, what forms of energy does it go through? For instance, the classic example of the roller coaster, as you go to the top of the hill right here, you have a lot of potential energy. And if it's like on the Griffin, you might stop altogether at the top of the hill. And then as you go down the first hill, you take off and you lose all that potential energy. You're at a lower level down here. You don't have as much gravitational potential here because you don't have as much height. But you've gained a lot of kinetic energy if you've gone to the bottom. And then as you go through the roller coasters, you come to the next hill, you gain a little bit more potential energy, but it slows down as you get higher, so you're losing the kinetic energy as that kinetic energy is being transferred into potential energy. If you notice on a roller coaster, or the older ones at least, the first hill is always the tallest, because as that roller coaster is going, it does bleed away a little bit of that energy, and some of that energy is lost through friction between the wheels and the track. And you might say, well, if energy can't be created or stored, how do you lose? Well, it's not really lost. It leaves the roller coaster, but that heat is given off, and it enters the atmosphere around it. It heats up the area around it, but the roller coaster loses it, but the heat radiates away from the roller coaster, and that energy is then gone. So friction is a problem with energy transformations. A lot of times, whenever you have some type of energy transformation, some of that energy can go away out of the system, they call it, in the form of friction and heat. Other examples would be like the coal here. Coal's got energy and it's got chemical potential. Well, where does that energy come from? Well, coal comes from dead plants that used to do photosynthesis, and they grab the energy from the sun, and then when they die, they pile up in the bottom of swamps, and that energy stays stored in there. Where they stored that energy in photosynthesis, chemical potential, and when you burn it, you release that chemical potential energy that they had stored up in their cells in the chloroplasts when they used to do photosynthesis. And so this would be an energy transformation going from chemical potential to thermal energy is given off, and also light energy as well. So there's other forms of energy. The main ones we talk about is kinetic, gravitational potential, elastic potential, and chemical potential. But there are other energies out there. There's heat energy, thermal energy, electrical energy, sound energy. There's magnets have magnetic potential energy. If you ever put two magnets really close to each other, they have the potential to move based upon the magnetic fields to pull towards each other. So there are other energy transformations out there. The big question is to just ask yourself, whenever they ask you these questions, is what are you starting off with? Is it chemical or gravitational potential? Are you high up in the air? Is it stored in like food or plants? Gasoline is chemical potential. And then what is it converting to? Is it converting to kinetic as it falls? Or is it converting to heat and light? Or is it converting to electricity?